Guys, I'm sure many of you are aware of this story, but please share this with your gas-loving friends, your friends who are petrol heads, who love Ford Mustangs, who love V8 engines. Share this with them. The Ford Mustang is dying, but the electric version, well, it's selling really well. In fact, it outsold the gas-powered version handily over the last few months. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. Guys, the Ford Mustang Mach-E, you can buy these in Australia, and obviously I live in Australia. I did consider it when I purchased an Xpeng G6 instead of a Mustang Mach-E, but the Mustang Mach-E is just nowhere near as good in every way. Sorry, Ford, but that's true. But in America, you guys can't buy Xpeng vehicles, and you, in fact, can't buy a lot of the Chinese, or most Chinese cars available here in Australia. But instead of that, you're buying the Mustang Mach-E, and honestly, they're pretty good value. Ford actually hit an all-time low of Mustang sales. They sold only 44,000 in 2024. And that's really people saying to Ford, you know what? V8s are dead. Internal combustion is dead. Americans are saying it loud and clear. We don't want V8s. We don't want internal combustion. Tongue in cheek, I'm joking. But you know what? People are moving to EVs. There's no question. People are saying to themselves, why pay insane amounts of money for gas when I can charge my EV for free? Now, what is really remarkable about this is the fact that the Dodge Challenger, right? Dodge Challenger and the Chevrolet Camaro, they were Ford's Mustang competition. There was really three main muscle cars in the United States. They were the three. Now, the Chevy Camaro and the Dodge Challenger are dead. They haven't been sold anymore for about a year. So Ford have had no competition and still record low sales. That really tells you something. So the Mustang Mach-E actually outsold the classic Mustang V8 and the V6 sports cars. Put them together, V6 and V8 versions of this car. Sorry, not V6, the four-cylinder turbo and the V8. Put them together and the electric version outsold them. For the full year of 2024, Ford sold 44,000 Mustang sports cars. That was a 9.5% decline from 2023. And it's one of the worst sales years in history for the Mustang, which is surprising. The new Mustang actually is a big improvement over the previous version. It is. Everyone said it is. Looks way better than the previous version. It's a lot nicer on the inside. But yeah, I mean, it's not working. In 2023, Ford sold 40,771 units of the Mustang Mach-E, the electric version of the Mustang. 2024 sales increased by 27% to 51,745, which is a pretty good number considering there's a lot of competition in this segment. I mean, the internal combustion version of the Mustang has no competition. The Mustang Mach-E has the Tesla Model Y. It has the Kia EV6. It has the Hyundai Ioniq 5. It has new Chevy Blazer. There's a range, I haven't listed all of them. There's a range of different electric cars that the Mustang Mach-E has to compete with, and yet it sells record numbers, 27% increase. The Mach-E's success even means that it beat other Fords, like the Ford Ranger. Incredible, guys. The Ford Ranger, 46,000 sales of the Ranger. Mach-E, 52,000. Even though, the Ranger sales were up 43%. Now, even the Ford F-150 Lightning was outsold by the Ford Mustang Mach-E with 33,500 Lightnings delivered. And Lightning deliveries were up too, 38.7%. So 38.7% increase in F-150 electric car sales and a 27% increase in Mustang Mach-E sales. Ford's EV sales have definitely improved. Now, Ford is not selling anywhere near as many electric cars as they said they would be. They're just not. Ford CEO Jim Farley said that they would deliver around 500,000 in 2024. Yeah, that clearly didn't happen. Anyhow, which Fords actually outsold the Mustang Mach-E? Well, the internal combustion F-150, because that's the best-selling car in America. Obviously, that won. So did the Ford Explorer. 194,000 Ford Explorers were sold. That was a 3.9% increase over 2023. The Ford Bronco, which has had a litany of problems, engine recalls, all kinds of major disasters with that car. 109,000 of those were delivered. That's an increase of 3.3%. Now the Ford Maverick, that sold really well too. 131,142 Mavericks were sold for 39% growth. Now, EV sales for Ford actually grew by a similar number. They were up 35%. And that means that EVs actually grew at the fastest pace of any Ford division. EV sales grew by, as I said, 35%, which is a spectacular result for Ford. And I think it really does show that there is definitely demand for Ford's electric cars and for electric cars in the United States in general. The media is telling you something else. Well, tell your friends that's all lies and bluster, really paid for by big oil or by, companies that don't want to sell electric cars. Could be Toyota. Now, Toyota have been lobbying the White House to slow down electrification, so yeah, I'm sure they're part of the problem. Thanks for watching. Ford's electric car sales have reached a new monthly record. This is good news, my friends. Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. Welcome to all the new subscribers. And if you'd like to become a member of the channel, I'll put a link in the description below. We've just seen Ford's electric car sales for November, even though November only has just finished. And Ford actually sold 11,000 fully electric cars in November. It sold 85,000 electric cars so far this year. Actually, Ford was America's second best-selling EV brand behind Tesla in November. That's in spite of the fact that, let's be totally honest here, Ford's EVs are not cutting edge at all at this point in time. They're just okay. They're not bad. If you bought a Ford EV, I wouldn't say, haha, you bought a Toyota EV, you're a sucker. I mean, they're all right. They're okay. They're just certainly not leading edge, not class leading. And I think when people think of an EV, they don't think, I'm aspiring to buy a Ford electric car. Now, I do think that will change. I think Ford are actually working on some pretty impressive technology. And based on the new Ford SUV, the Explorer in Europe, its efficiency is amazing. If Ford was selling the Ford Explorer EV in the United States, I reckon these numbers, 11,000, would be double that or more. Just seeing the recent testing that Ford Explorer EV in Europe, seeing it get the same efficiency as the Tesla Model Y, it's exceptionally good. But even without that car, Ford still sold a record number of EVs in the third quarter. It's appearing to carry a lot of that momentum into the fourth quarter, which is great news. Ford's electrified vehicle sales, as in hybrids, EVs, and plug-in hybrids, were 258,000 in the first 11 months of this year. EV sales, they were in November alone just under 11,000. That's a 21% increase compared to November of last year. So which models are they selling? Well, really just the three that we're talking about here for this video's purposes, and the Mustang Mach-E, the Ford F-150 Lightning, and the E-Transit. Well, purchased 6,000 electric Mustangs. So Ford Mustang, 6,000 sales. Now this is just, by the way, this doesn't include Australia or Europe or anywhere else. This is just for North America, just for the United States.